Hi there. So today I only have like probably 45 minutes. In about an hour and a half we have to leave here because I'm singing at a local barbecue place in town and I'm really nervous. So I'm just like sitting inside making myself nervous, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go out in the garden and walk around. I'm just gonna take a stroll through the garden, and I thought I'm gonna actually do some gardening. I think that will help take some of my nerves away. And I'm just gonna do a little project, something I've been looking at here for a few days. But basically I've got some Penstemon down here that volunteered. I've got a big plant of it right there, and then I have some of it, it's actually volunteering all over in here. So I thought I'm gonna dig that up and repurpose it in my garden right over here. So we'll go over there. I'll show you what's going on over here. But I've been planting over the last couple of years heuchera in this area, and I think it's too wet in here, and heuchera likes really good drainage. They like to be wet, but they like to have well draining soil. And this area right here is just always wet. Like if I stuck my finger down in that dirt, the soil would just be always consistently wet and it doesn't drain very well. So I'm gonna leave them in there because I still think it looks really pretty, the color that is in there. They're just not really doing much. Maybe eventually I'll move them, but I want to just put all that Penstemon in here too and create more color. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be digging up the little volunteer Penstemons and adding them into this little section by my new bird bath. I just got my hori knife and then my little spade. Here's a tiny one right here. We'll dig the head up. Mine as well, it's free plants. Little tiny one. Yeah, so I used to sing quite a bit back in the day, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I just kind of quit doing it. And the owner of this barbecue shop has asked me to come sing, and I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of retired. So anyway, I just, got enough courage and said I would do it, and I actually had quite a bit of fun. I played last month for April, and then they asked me to come back and do another time. So I'm going back, and it was actually kind of encouraging because I was supposed to play for two hours from 7:30 to 9:30, and I kind of lost track of time, and at 9:45 I was like, oh, I better look at the time, and I still had a bunch of songs left that I could have done. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I went past the time. And then the owner of the barbecue place ran up to me and he's like, hey, you just got this really big tip. He handed me like a wad of cash. He's like, you got this really big tip if you play till 10:30. And I was like, okay. So I ended up playing for another 45 minutes, which is kind of cool. So that made me feel good because I told everybody, I'm like, listen, I'm coming out of retirement for this. Bear with me here. But they all seem to enjoy it, I hope. So anyway, I'm playing again tonight, and we'll see how it goes. I'm still nervous. I get nervous every single time. I sing at church like almost every weekend, and I get so nervous I feel like I'm gonna puke. So it just never goes away. Alright, yeah, I'll just keep digging all these out, but I mean, you might as well, they're free plants. They all reseeded themselves in there. We'll use my spade for the bigger ones. I gotta get in here and weed too. It's just, I have to be really careful when I weed because there's quite a bit of poison ivy in here usually. I've been getting rid of it over the years, but you never know, it just pops up. let's go plant these for now. So I don't want to keep putting them on top in my bucket. So we'll go up and plant these. This is actually helping. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me right now, because I was really nervous. I still am, but it's helping that you guys are here with me. Yeah, this soil is really wet. Oh, there's actually a plant that didn't make it. Alright. And then maybe eventually when these all grow in, I can move the heuchera somewhere else if it still isn't really doing much. I thought it'd be really neat to just have a big drift of it in here. Oh. Another encouraging thing is when I was playing, I had played a couple of my own original songs, and I didn't plan on playing a ton of original music because, I don't know, a lot of times people don't get too excited about hearing original music. They want to hear stuff that's familiar to them or whatever. So I was like, for my first time coming out of retirement, I'll just stick to some covers. And the originals that I did pick to play, everyone seemed to love them so much, and then they started coming up asking for more originals. They're like, can you play more of your originals? And I was like, really? I mean, sure. So now I've got some originals added and some more originals added in the mix. It's fun. I tried out like a new song I had just wrote the week prior to that on them, and they were like, it's so good. So anyway, it just made me feel really welcomed and comfortable. We'll continue them down into here. I also got some lamium I could bring over there if I wanted. That one's going through the little fence. Be careful on that one. There we go. But yeah, look at the roots on that. I mean, my word. Might as well use it. I might take this lamium over there too. Just for good measure. See what happens. geez, everywhere I look, they're in here. Alright, let's get this big one over here. A nice size one. Could split it. Oh, that one I kind of broke it a little. Dang it. I'll just prop it up. Maybe it will be okay. Well, I don't know. Alright, let's get these planted. This big one right here. Got lamium. Maybe I'll put that up here. I forget, there's a tree here that we cut down, it was dead. I always try to plant something there, and then, because I think it's an empty spot, but then I remember it's because there's a tree stump there. Alright. Okay, let's, oh, the lamium. Should I put that? I don't know. Maybe I'll just put it right here for now. This I have to be careful because it can get aggressive. And I don't want it to take over. It's super easy to pull out though. Alright, let's get some water on that. I just think that would be so pretty if it just all kind of takes over in here, and then I can move the heuchera to a spot that it likes better. Well, I feel pretty good about that and kept my mind off the nerves. You can see them in there and they're looking really pretty. I probably wouldn't have needed to water because like I said, it's so wet in here already, but just to give them a fighting chance. They were just uprooted from their homes that they volunteered to grow in. So hopefully this will be a nice start for them. And it's kind of nice to get them cleaned up from this edge because now I can just really focus on cleaning up all the weeds in here. Unfortunately, I probably have to get going. All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate this one because I just needed to get my mind off of how nervous I am. I don't know why. I always get nervous when I have to sing, and I'll never forget, years ago, I read a book by Joyce Meyer, and it was called Do It Afraid. It's kind of just this concept of God has called us to do certain things, and sometimes it might be uncomfortable, it might be confusing, it might be scary, but the bottom line is He's called you to do it. And so I just do it afraid every single time. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it afraid and do it for God, and then He gets the glory because it's not my strength, it's all Him. But anyway, tonight I'm not leading worship. I'm singing more like entertainment songs, I guess, like some country songs and some original songs, which are country songs. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate you calming my nerves, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.